Good evening, everyone. Welcome in. We're going to begin a series on Texas high school football this week. And we're going to be breaking down the classifications, making some predictions, talking about some players, things like that. And as we move forward, tonight we're going to kind of do a cram version of Class 1A and 2A. And then moving forward, we'll do one classification per week. And then as we get closer to the season, we'll bring you into more in depth as to what we're going to have planned for that. But without further ado, we have a good buddy of mine, good friend of mine, known this guy for, 16, 17, 18, whatever years it's been. We're going to age ourselves if we keep ramping it up.
Right.
One of the buddies I used to work with, and then him and I would talk football all the time and back and forth. His high school, you saw it run across Pasadena Dobie. You saw the one my kids went to in Manville, the first one that popped up, because Manville pretty much always beats Dobie. But other than that, welcome in, Doug. How's everything going down there? You're down in Houston, Texas. How's things going down there?
Man, pretty good, buddy. I'm glad to be back on with you. Last day of July, man. So you know what that means, buddy. It's about that time. August, and it's time to put the pads back on, brother. So it's going to be a heck of a season. I mean, I'm ready to jump into the big boys right now, but we got to give these smaller classifications some love, man, because these kids, man, they work not just as hard, probably harder. I mean, they're playing like, both ways. Their conditioning has got to be top notch in these 6A. I mean, these 6-man and these smaller classifications, man, because these kids are playing a lot of football. So, and they're working really hard. So we got to give them some love.
Oh, for sure. I mean,
but yeah, it's good down here. It's only 100 degrees every day, down here in Houston. But
yeah, we're running about 85 up here in Ohio.
Okay.
So I won't rub that in too much.
Okay.
So, quick shout out, real quick. My daughter, right there on the screen, she said, "Hey, Doug," or Doug. She's the one who made that intro video for me. So shout out to my daughter, Paige.
Thank you,
I like
Paige.
the intro. She's made another one that I'm going to be using on my NASCAR podcast. Also, she's really good with this. I'm going to have to get with her and work with her on doing some other graphics and stuff, but she's really good at it. So I appreciate you building that for us. And then, of course, the gentleman who is on normally with us on WTP Sports post game in the house, big Notre Dame guy, big football guy. So we're going to kind of school him a little bit. He knows some of the recruits that come out of Texas, because a few of them might find their way to South Bend, Indiana. But he's probably not as schooled, obviously, and wanting to learn more about it. Because as you and I know, Doug, it's the greatest high school football in the world.
It's the purest. It's beautiful.
It is definitely the purest still. We'll see how long that lasts. But before we get into it and start breaking down some of these districts, I wanted to go, and 1A football in Texas is 6-man football. These are schools that have an example in 1A D1, the biggest classification in 1A. Some of the schools are 60 kids, some are 115. You do have our favorite from last year's show, Doug, where we have 68 and a half kids. Those poor half kids.
Poor half kids, man.
I'm telling you. But they got to get love too. So you got schools like that. When you drop down into Division II in that classification, you're getting some of these schools have 30 kids in the school.
Half of them are girls. Probably most of them are girls.
I just flipped my page, and Sierra Blanca Vaqueros have 30 kids. They can't play 11-man.
No.
So for these kids to be able to experience the Friday night lights, all the pageantry that goes with Texas high school football, we have 6-man football. So what is 6-man football? It's football. They shrink the field. It's 100 yards, or it's 80 yards by 40 yards versus 100 by 50 and 11-man. There's 6 people on the field on each side of the ball. You have a center, 2 guards is what they call them, or ends. Some coaches call them ends, but guards pretty much for 11-man people that are learning. So a center, 2 guards, a wide receiver, a quarterback, and a running back. Now, sometimes you'll eliminate the wide receiver, and you'll have a quarterback, running back, and what they call a spread back, which is kind of everything. Rules are totally different. I mean, they're still holding and all that, pass interference and all that stuff goes on, but the differences are you have 4 downs to get a first down, but a first down is 15 yards. So you got 4 downs to get 15. And then everybody is eligible to catch a pass. So the center snaps it and he's going down and he can go out on a route. Whoever catches the snap is not allowed to advance the ball past the line of scrimmage. So if Doug is the superstar athlete, first off, we're in trouble. Second, I snap it to Doug. Doug can throw it, but you can't run it past the line of scrimmage. You have to pitch it back, and that person can then do whatever they need to do. Mm-hmm. So that's a big difference. But again, everybody's eligible to catch a pass. They do have a mercy rule in 6-man football, 45 points at halftime or later, game ends right there. And one of the teams we're going to talk about in Division I knows all well how to mercy rule people because they mercy ruled every opponent they played except for one last year. And that's including the state championship game. But 6-man is fun to watch. If you're interested and you want to see it, there's a movie out there, or a documentary, I should say, docu-series maybe, on the Strawn Greyhounds. And it's called The Texas 6. I think it's on Netflix. You can find it, okay? It's really cool. It follows that program for 2 to 3 years through everything that's good, everything that's bad, things. It's a really good show, and it'll teach you kind of what these kids have to do. These kids don't just, like your 6A boys, they don't just get to play and practice football and go to camps and do. These guys are out there working cattle farms, hay. These are just old country boys out there working. Some of them have to have a job to help pay bills at the house, and they do football when they can. And the coaches let it happen because family is the ultimate importance here. It's a really good watch for anybody that sees this, that's watching this. I would suggest checking it out. 6-man football is not something that Doug is into a lot. I've gotten more into it since I've watched that documentary. I'm not as into it as like experts that at Dave Campbell's, the people who cover Texas high school football. They have like 2 or 3 people that are just legit 6-man people. That's all they do. I'm not one of them. I'm just a guy who enjoys football. I think it's a really cool thing we do down there. And we'll see what happens with it. But I'm going to run through. Go ahead.
I don't know much. Like you said, I don't know much about 6-man football, but I'm very much in awe of all the stuff that you're talking about. These kids in these small towns. I mean, most of these kids, 99 point whatever, are never going to play another down of football anyways after high school. And yet there they are. They get to be the guy you know. And like I said, the conditioning that these kids go through, because they gotta play both ways in 6-man, don't they? Pretty
You
much.
know, some do. Some of your bigger schools in your Division Ones that have like over 100 kids, 112 or whatever. Some of those obviously probably don't. But normally you have a couple of quote unquote superstars on the team. And those guys are probably going to play like quarterback and safety. Just
Right.
because there's a couple I've wrote down in here where you've got a quarterback D end. He plays quarterback and defensive end. You will never see that in 5A or 6A. You may see him in 5A going both ways, but never on the defensive line. You're not putting your quarterback at D end. I'm sorry. You're not going to be a coach for very long if you do that. So I'll run through this pretty quick. And of course, you or anybody watching that's got any questions, drop them for me. And I'll do my best to answer them. It's, again, something I enjoy, but I'm not totally schooled fully on it. But I'm learning a little more every week, every time I look into it. So we're going to start with 1A D2. Now this is the smallest of the small. Okay. If you look, and I'm going to reference Dave Campbell's Texas football quite a bit doing these shows. They are the ultimate knowledge source of everything high school football. So you get into 1A, and I've lost my page. I had it bookmarked. Give me a second. There it is. So you look at 1A Division II, and the first thing I'll say about this is they've got their rankings in the magazine, and they've got Cherokee. I'll run through the top 10. Cherokee, Motley County, Benjamin, Richland Springs, Strawn, Oakwood, Zephyr, McLean, Balmorhea, and Grand Falls Royalty. Now, the problem with their rankings, and they said this themselves on their 1A show because they did a 1A show. They did this before all hell broke loose in Division II. So, like take Benjamin, for example. Where'd they go? They had probably an All-State. They had the All-State, probably the player of the year last year, Keegan Hayes. Well, after they published their magazine, he moved to Gordon.
No way.
Yeah, so he's now at Gordon. So that shows that.
So he's going to go and play Division I. And so I guess it shows here Gordon's they're returning no starters on each side of the ball, but I guess they are because they got this kid.
No, they're not for them. They're returning no starters.
For them. Yeah, but they're bringing in a starter.
Move in.
Right. Okay.
And then if you look at their number 4 team, I mentioned Richland Springs. Richland Springs, you've heard of them, Doug. Come on, 6-man, they're a powerhouse.
Oh, yeah.
They were ranked number 4.
Mm-hmm.
Until Cohen Etheridge, who was an All-State, I think, quarterback over there, moved to where did he move to?
Now this is not for athletic purposes, right? I mean the UIL is aware of this.
No. His brother, I guess, I think it's his brother, took the basketball job to coach the basketball. Or no, that was at Gordon. But he got a job over there, I think at Richland Springs, his brother or whatever, and he went with him. I'm trying to figure out where he went. He went to Menard. So they had this all ranked. Everything looked great. We're good. And then all hell broke loose. And coaches are gone and players are moving. not only that, you have the Rankin, who was in Division II last year, back-to-back state champions in Division II.
Right.
They moved into Division I.
And they're number one in Division I.
Yeah. Gordon, who's sitting there fourth in Division I, has nobody coming back.
Nobody.
Except they got the superstar move in. But they're 3-time state champions in Division I, back to back to back. So, yeah, there's been a lot of chaos in 1A. And it's kind of unfair for them because you don't really hear about it until like these kind of shows and things like that. There's not, nobody really knew. So, but it just made Division II wide open, and it made Division I even more loaded.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Rankin and Gordon are destined, but then you have Jaden too in Division I.
Don't even sleep. Now you got Menard, who got this all-state quarterback moved in. They were number 13.
Yeah. Well, I guess they're moving up.
So this is going to be. I'm going to really keep my eye on this. First off, Division II, who takes control of it, and Division I, who survives it.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, you look at a team like Whiteface. Well, that's an interesting name for pretty much anything, I guess. Must be like Indian or something out there, but they're returning everybody, and they went 10-3 last year.
Yeah,
but they're in Division I with these big dogs. So I mean,
right, but
that's going to be tough.
Look, they're returning everybody. Gordon's still ranked ahead of them, and that was before they knew Gordon was getting Keegan Hayes.
Right.
So, yeah.
And look at May. May's they're not returning anybody either, but they're ranked 16th.
A lot of it is, who are you?
Yeah, it's program stuff.
Think of it in 6A terms. North Shore is going to get the benefit of the doubt most years. Duncanville is going to get the benefit. Allen, they're going to get the benefit. Oh, they're going to win this district, because if everything's kind of close, you're going to lean on who's done it.
Right.
And they've done it.
Pedigree definitely matters.
That's it. It 100%, and it does in the small schools too.
Yeah.
So real quick, we'll start running through Division II. And I've got, like I said, I've got my top two. Only the top two teams in 6-man qualify for the playoffs. Where in 11-man, it's the top 4 in each district. So I tried to predict my top 2 in 1A, Division II. I have McLean and Miami Warriors, the McLean Tigers and the Miami Warriors. Miami went 12-1, was a regional semifinalist last year. They're going to have 75% freshmen make up their roster this year.
There you go.
And they only return 1 starter on both sides of the ball. McLean went 3-7, 1-2, didn't make the playoffs, but they returned 5-5, 5 offense, 5 defense. So I gave the nod to McLean in that district. I think Miami can challenge, but I think Miami's going to have some growing pains when you have that many freshmen on your roster.
Yeah, that's for sure, man.
District 2. I went with the Motley County Matadors, 10-2 last year.
Yeah.
And 3-5 returning. They have the name of the century on their roster. Anybody that can pronounce this name that doesn't know this family needs to win a prize immediately.
Who is it?
His name is spelled XZAEBRIEN. Now, somebody please tell me how you pronounce that. I'm pretty sure the last part is Brian, but I don't know what the first part is. And he's only a sophomore.
That's an interesting name. Motley County just sounds like a badass place to go play football at for some reason, man.
Or to avoid late at night. I'm not real sure.
I'm not sure either. That just sounds like a really dope place.
You've got the Motley County, where not sure you want to be there after dark. And then the other team I have coming out of there is Turkey Valley.
Turkey Valley, I saw that, man. Turkey Valley. Where are these places?
Way out west, brother. Turkey Valley, fun fact, the Patriots is the alma mater of one Kirk Martin.
You kidding me? Coach Martin?
That's where he played.
He's from Turkey Valley?
Yep. Yes.
Oh.
They're dropping down also. So they're coming from Division I to Division II. And I put them in there because they have 8 starters back, 4 and 4. And you're dropping down, so you should have a little more depth than some of these schools.
What do you think of three-way?
They were right there. They're on the – it's going to be close. I think it's going to come down to Turkey Valley and them, to be honest. I really – that one was a little bit rough, but I'm not going to lie. I kind of went with Turkey Valley just because of Kirk Martin.
Yeah. No doubt.
That's really why I did it.
Well, I mean, they went 5-7 last year, Sean.
Yeah, and they made the area round of the playoffs, and that was in Division I.
Okay,
so that's why I've got them there.
Let's go.
District 3, I went with the Hart Longhorns to win the district, and the Anton Bulldogs. Anton could win this district. They have every starter back. 6 and 6 come back. Hart has 4 and 4. But I know Dave Campbell's has Amherst second. I just think with that amount of experience coming back, even though they were 3 and 6 last year, I think bringing back everybody has got to give an edge somewhere. So I went with Anton and Hart. In District 4, I went with the Meadow Broncos and the Wellman Union Wildcats. That's who I've got. Both of them return a good amount. Meadow returns 10 starters, 6 and 4, and Wellman returns 10, 5 and 5. Neither team made the playoffs last year. That's kind of, in my mind, a very weaker district. So I think these two compared to the others are just a little bit better and will get in. I don't know that any one of these teams will make noise in the playoffs because they would have to match up with that Hart, Amherst, Anton, whoever comes out of that mix. Then we'll go to District 5. And I went with the Marfa Shorthorns.
The Shorthorns.
Yeah. And they're in with the team I mentioned earlier, the Sierra Blanca Vaqueros. Both of those teams are in a weaker type district. The realignment kind of helped them out a lot. So I went with these two. Neither made the playoffs last year. Sierra was 1 and 8.
1 and 8, yeah. Saw that.
But they had a ton of freshmen play last year. So those guys got valuable experience. That's why I gave them the edge for the 2 spot.
Now, Sean, it's not unusual in 6-man to return all your starters for like 2 years in a row.
For 2 years, it's pretty rough. But you can you can
I mean, you got a
guarantee,
bunch of freshmen and sophomores playing for you.
right, but you can almost guarantee that every year you're going to have a multiple handfuls of 6-6 returners. Some coaches will know that it's going to be kind of a downish year at the beginning, and they may just start playing a bunch of underclassmen to start, just to get that experience to try to build. Because once you get it built, it's easy to sustain in 6-man. It's easier to sustain in my mind, because coaches are always getting hired and moving around, and oh, well, this coach's son is a superstar. Let's offer him a position as the basketball coach.
Right.
And now you get the superstar. So
is it unheard of to move up an 8th grader?
They won't
play?
do that. I haven't seen them do that. If they do, that would go to like the JV. I don't think they would. I don't see why they couldn't. I mean, maybe they can. I'd have to look into if that's even allowed.
I mean, like if they had to, like if they didn't have enough players or something.
Well, the one thing they do that is you can start if you have 6 people, you can play the game both ways. Those guys, if you only have 6, the game can get played. But if at any point you get to 4 kids, game's over, like injuries or whatever. So normally most coaches, if they're down to 6, they just kind of forfeit the season out. And there's a school we'll talk about that's kind of had that problem coming up, and they're down near you.
Okay.
District 6, I still love this name, the Balmoral Bears.
Balmoral. Go Bears.
Yeah, I've got them. They were 10-2 last year. They don't have a lot coming back on offense. They got 2 starters and 3 on defense. But their defense, everybody back were their big players last year. So their defense is going to have to kind of steady it till the offense figures it out. We always say, the offense is going to have to carry the defense till they figure it out. But it's one of those. This is the same. The defense is going to have to set the tone. Balmoral has a history, so I expect they'll get it figured out. My second place team in that, I went with the Rock Springs Angoras. They're interesting to me because they went 5-5 last year, and they have 4 starters returning on offense and 5 on defense. The difference is they were 11-man last year.
Whoa.
So they went from 11-man football all the way down to 6-man Division II. So they dropped 2 classifications.
They're good. Yeah.
So I'm curious to see. I know they probably have the talent. The problem is learning a whole new game is going to be the trick. How quick can they pick it up and learn it? If they get it and they figure it out, and they could easily win this district. Easy. They could probably make a run deeper than that too.
Yeah.
District 7, I went with Lorraine over the Blackwell Hornets. Lorraine, another one of these teams, 2-8 last year, 2-2 in their district, but returned everybody.
That helps.
Blackwell returns 3-3. I just went with them on the 3-3, and that they were a playoff team last year. Now they are bringing in a whole new coach, and they're going to be young still. So we'll see how they can all gel and get it going. District 8.
Cherokee.
This is where it gets interesting. This is where I still put Cherokee winning this district at 10-2, 3-3. And I'm going to tell you something. Everything I've read and seen on this team, they are fast. They have speed everywhere. So I know that there's been some stuff going on, movement, things like that, people moving around. I just went with Cherokee. I think they're better. Their second place in that district, which is a tough district, is Richland Springs Coyotes.
Yep.
They were 12-2, made the state championship game. They got 4 starters coming back on both sides of the ball, but I believe that's 3 starters coming back because Cohen Etheridge left. And they have a whole new coaching staff. This is why I gave the nod to Cherokee. I would not be surprised if Richland Springs wins this district. I wouldn't be surprised if Richland Springs winds up in Arlington again. I told Division II is wide open.
Yeah. It really is.
And if you do go watch that docu-series I was telling you about, the Texas 6, you'll see Richland Springs in there when they played Strawn. And you'll wonder how they're a 6-man school because they came rolling in these huge chartered buses. Looks like they have a college for a stadium. It's insane.
Wow.
Then we go to District 9. Here we go again with some of the chaos. Benjamin. Benjamin has won. A couple of years ago, they were on a 2 or 3 win streak for state also. And that got snapped. Obviously, they haven't won it. But they were 10-1, made the regional final. But again, they lost superstar Keegan Hayes to Gordon. And they also have a new coach.
A lot of turnaround.
There is. I'm still putting Benjamin number 1 in that district. I think the experience, the tradition, the pedigree, I think it leads to them. I went with Knox City second. Knox City had a down year last year. They were a typical playoff team. They were 2-8. They were massively hit by the injury bug last year. And they've got all their starters back. So if they can stay healthy, Knox City might challenge Benjamin this year. We'll see. But I still give the nod to Benjamin. District 10.
Benji. Okay.
The Herald Hornets is my pick. 5-5 last year, 6-6 return. This is going to be a district of who improved the most this offseason is going to win this district because Harold had 6-6 return. I went with Bowie Goldberg, the Bears. They return everybody. Every team in this district returns a minimum of 4 and 4 starters, 4 offense, 4 defense. On every team has a minimum of that.
Wide open then, huh?
So this district could be one that you really, really want to keep an eye on. Is 10A, District 10 in Division 2, just because the experience and who improved the most in the offseason is what's going to come down to this, in my mind. Then we get to District 11, which is my favorite team in 6-man football.
Strong.
The Strawn Greyhounds.
Great.
They were 12-2 last year, made it to the state semifinals.
Yeah.
They only returned 2 on offense and 3 on defense. But their realignment dropped them in a district that they should just pretty much run through. Strawn is a name everybody knows in the 6-man ranks. And if you ever figure out where Strawn is and go through there, do yourself a favor and stop at Mary's Cafe and get a chicken fried steak. It is the best in the state of Texas, and it's not close.
Mary's Cafe.
And I'm going to shout out Mr. Matt Stepp of Dave Campbell's.
Hmm.
He's the one that always talks about it. I have never myself been there, but numerous people he has told about it have, and they say the same thing. So second place in this district is really what everybody's playing for. Strong's the head and shoulders. I went with the Rising Star Wildcats. The one reason I went with them, we're talking 6-man football, right? They have a pair of wide receivers that are both over 6 foot.
That's an advantage in 6-man.
Right.
Absolutely.
I mean, just throw it up.
Yeah.
I think one is 6 foot and one is 6'3". So pretty big advantage. Probably going to be really good at basketball too at 6-man, but that's a different subject.
Right.
District 12, I went with the Txhsfb Bulldogs. 5-5 back off a 10-2 area team. The name to know here is Chaden Woodcock, running back and defensive back. I think his stats were in here, and I didn't write them down. Let me look and see if I can find them real quick. No, they didn't have his stats in there. I thought they did. That's a name to know from them. I think he's going to be the bell cow for that offense and defense, probably. That's the deal with 6-man. Yeah, both. If you have a super athlete, they can pretty much cover both sides of the ball and do amazing things, both offense and defense. I can tell you there's numerous times in the state championship game for 6-man that the offensive MVP is the same as the defensive MVP.
Right.
So I went with the Blanket Tigers coming in second in this district. They were 8-3 last year, but they lost their starting quarterback to an injury during the season, and he's back. So the offense seems to be in good hands, but they only returned 4 starters, 2 and 2. We'll flip over to 13. This is where I've got 3-way winning the district. Iredell, the 3-way Braves winning the district. The Iredell Dragons coming in second. I think 3-ways just loaded. There's a first family, as everybody likes to say in 6-man football, and it's the Rigdons. One of them is the coach here. So the Rigdons are really good. Grayson Rigdon played at Strawn, led them to a state championship as a freshman, and then moved to Benjamin and won them 2 state championships, at least 2. And then his senior season transferred to Columbus and played 11-man football. And I want to say went to Virginia or something like that, one of the ACC schools. And I think he might be at Baylor or one of the other schools. I need to look up where he's at right now.
The 3-way got 2 kids that are 6'1", man.
Yeah. The size is getting different because I noticed a few teams that I was looking through. There was some that had some 6'1", 6'2" kids, but I didn't see many that had 2 of them at wide receiver, like the other school.
Yeah.
District 14, the Oakwood Panthers, I've got winning this district, followed by the Ladonia Fannondale Falcons.
There you go.
Yeah.
That'd be a mild upset right here, right?
Be what?
That'd be a mild upset if they made the playoffs, huh?
Who, Fannondale?
Yeah.
No, they've been in the playoffs. They were 11-1 area last year.
Okay, I'm just saying Dave has them out of the playoffs. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, they did, yeah. Yeah, they have
Mount Calm.
Yeah, they have. They have Mount Calm. I just mentioned James Rigdon III, the coach at 3-way.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie Rigdon, I think's his dad, is the coach at Fannondale.
There you go.
So I went with Fannondale. Not going to lie, put a little biasness into that one because Fannondale is about 20 minutes outside of where I grew up in Commerce. So I know some people in that town. And
they wanted you to play football over there, huh?
Right.
Yeah.
They were 11-man back then.
No, were they?
Yeah.
They're trying to get you, trying to poach you from Commerce, huh?
That's right. They needed some help if they were poaching me. The problem with Fannondale is one reason I think Dave Campbell's has them down is they're returning only 3 starters, 1 offense, 2 defense. But I have faith a coach like Jamie Rigdon can figure it out and probably get that team into the playoffs. District 15, Calvert, the Calvert Trojans, and Apple Springs Eagles. These districts down here are more spread out. This is the district that has the team down by you that needs to figure it out.
What's that?
High Island.
High Island.
Yeah.
The Cardinals.
Yeah. If you read up on them, you'll see what I found, which kind of shocked me. I knew they brought football back a couple years ago, and apparently they went away from it again, and now they're bringing it back. They have not been able to complete a season since 2018.
Why?
Injuries. Not enough kids. Yeah. So I'm hoping they stay healthy. But the last time they stayed healthy, they made the playoffs. If they can stay healthy, but they haven't finished a 10-game season since 2018.
Since 2018?
So they may finish the season, so to speak, but maybe they have to forfeit 2 or 3 games in the middle because they don't have enough kids. They haven't played a 10-game stretch since 2018.
Okay, what's going on there, man? It's conditioning. What is
injuries? There's 43 kids in the school.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how many of them are playing football? Maybe not.
Yeah, a lot of these kids will be in the band if they're in a 5A or 6A school.
Well, I mean,
some of them.
And that's not right to say though. But
I'm just saying. These kids got to play. Somebody's got to play.
Right. They have to want to play, and I think that's the problem. Is they're having trouble. I think they're having trouble getting the younger, like freshmen, to come out for football, and that's killing their depth. Like they may only have a varsity program. They may not have a JV team because they don't have enough kids. Whereas if they had a JV team, they could move kids up. So I'm hoping that they get it figured out down there because I like all kids to be able that want to play football. So next we'll go through Runge. I've gotten 16 the Runge Yellow Jackets and the Benavides Eagles. We're going to race through 1A a lot quicker because we're 40 minutes in. The 1A Division 1. So in Division 1, District 1, I have the Boys Ranch Rough Riders winning the district.
I like that.
Over the Booker Kiowas. There's some crazy names in 6-man football, y'all. There's some mascots down there. The Booker Kiowas coming in second. In District 2, another great name, the Nazareth Swifts. Not Taylor. Nazareth. And then there's your team, the Whiteface Antelopes.
Whiteface, they're returning everybody.
They are. I've got them second behind Nazareth. Nazareth has a pair of brothers, the Polmeyer brothers. Those two are going to be kind of special. Another all-name team, District 3, the Happy Cowboys.
Yes, sir.
And then I've got Silverton Eagles, or Silverton Owls, I'm sorry. But you want to, here's something I wrote down. Their offensive lineman at Silverton, Kane Navarez, he's 6'3", 230.
Good Lord.
That's
We need him
big.
at Dobie. He can come to Dobie.
He'd be a center or an edge rusher. He's not going to be an offensive lineman at 6A football. But he's probably the biggest kid down there.
Yeah. We'll take
then
it.
they've got another offensive lineman who's 5'10", 230. So they got some bookend. They got some dudes.
That's the bone ball right there.
And then we move to District 4. Both teams I have advancing here. The Jayton Jaybirds, enough said, beat Duke State Championship. They were back-to-back. It wasn't Rankin, I'm sorry. It was Jayton that was back-to-back Division II champions last year that moved up.
Yeah, they moved up to
Hornets, yeah. Yeah, and they got 3-3 coming back. And
Damn,
also moved up. What's that?
Division I is stacked, man. Rankin, Jayton, Gordon, that's crazy.
I should have actually just skipped Division I when we were talking about Rankin because who knows? But Division II is so wide open because of all the movement, so it kind of went back and forth.
Yeah.
So I went Jayton to win that and Aspermont second. District 5, Borden County Coyotes.
The Mesa.
And the Ackerley Sands Mustangs. And I went with Ackerley Sands, even though they moved up.
Yeah.
Because they have a kid at this level. Now, mind you, these aren't the athletes of the speed that we're used to in the big schools. They got a kid who's 5'5", 150, runs a 4.7, plays running back and linebacker.
Hey, man. That's dominating in that level.
So I went with them with they moving up. Plus, they brought everybody back. Borden County, they're going to win the district in my mind. They've got 11 starters out of 12 back. One on defense. They were 6-5. Then you go to District 6. District 6 is most of these districts are going to be like just insane. But District 6, you're looking at Rankin, Garden City, and Fort Hancock. Those three alone are good. Fort Hancock is predicted to be last in the district, but the reason I'm watching them is they have a loaded junior class. So they're going to get nothing but experience this year and come all back next year. So that's why I've got them to watch. I don't expect them to challenge for the title in this district with Rankin and Garden City, but I expect them to be really good next year. District 7, Robert Lee Steers and the Bronte Longhorns. Bronte's going to be fun to watch too, like Fort Hancock is. Bronte only has one junior playing. The rest are sophomores and freshmen. So
everybody's coming back.
That's why you kind of, when you're looking, especially at 6-man, you're looking a lot of not necessarily who they have, but who do they have coming, because those kids are going to be there. And if they're there now, that's just experience that they're getting. Going to District 8, this is where we have the Water Valley Wildcats and the Menard Yellow Jackets. I struggled to put Menard in front of Water Valley, but I didn't because of the Cohen Etheridge move-in. But I didn't. I left it with Water Valley. I'm not confident in that, especially since Menard really has 4 starters on offense with Cohen Etheridge moving in. But they returned 3-3 from last year's team, whereas Water Valley went 1-1. But I went with Water Valley because first off, Cohen Etheridge has to mesh and gel with the kids already there. So we'll see. It wouldn't surprise me for Menard to win their region even. That's just where I'm at with them. District 9, I went with the Newcastle Bobcats.
Newcastle.
And I'm taking a flyer here on a very, very young team. And I went with the Bryson Cowboys.
Go Cowboys.
Yeah. I don't like this district that much. And if this district matches up with the next district, it's really not going to matter who makes the playoffs, except for those kids getting playoff experience, because they're going to be one and done when they get to the playoffs. Because if this district matches up with District 10 is by far the toughest district to pick. Not to pick, but to play in. Gordon, May, Gorman.
Yep.
Those three right there are all.
May's not returning anybody.
Neither is Gordon.
Isn't that something? And they're 1-2 in the district.
Gordon,
that's program.
You have to give Gordon the nod.
Yeah.
Gordon's Katie is what Gordon is.
Yeah, out there,
they can lose everybody, but you're still going to give them the nod in that district. So discount Gordon at your own peril. That's just my theory. I'm sorry. I'm not the old adage. To be the man, you've got to beat the man. Well, for 3 years, they've been the man.
Absolutely.
This team mercy ruled every opponent. They were up on every opponent by 45 points at halftime or later all year.
Well, Sean, they had two Division I kids on their team, didn't they?
3. Well, 2 FBS kids. One went to Army, one went to Navy. They were brothers. The Reeds. I don't even think they were brothers. They were cousins.
No, they weren't. They weren't brothers.
I think they were cousins. Striker Reed.
Yeah.
And Ty Reed, or Rye Reed, one of the two.
Yeah.
One went to Army, one went to Navy, but there was another kid, and his name escapes me, that I think went to Air Force.
That's insane, dude. How do you have 3 FBS kids in the same 6-man? It's like Manville U in the freaking in the 6-man.
17 years, yeah. Yeah.
When half your team is Division I.
Right.
That's crazy.
But so they beat every team by 45 points, including the state championship game.
I remember that. That was a whooping.
When I tell you this, they took the task to go play an 11-man team with 11 men. They played 11-man rules, 11-man field, everything. Linemen eligible to receive passes in 6-man, not eligible in 11-man.
They had to block.
Had a whole new system.
Right.
And they said, we'll try it. So they went and took on Thorndale, who is going to be talked about in the next classification, 2A. 11-man, who was a playoff team in 2A football. They beat them 54-21.
They beat Thorndale last year?
Yes.
That's crazy, dude. Thorndale
team went to Thorndale and beat them 54-21 at their 11-man game.
Yeah.
They were hunting for jerseys around the athletic department in Gordon because they had to play with illegal numbers, and they let that go because they didn't have the right numbers for offensive linemen. They didn't have enough jerseys. So they had like offensive linemen wearing like 7. Yeah.
Thorndale's ranked, dude, in 2A.
They were a playoff team in 2A.
They're returning 20 starters.
Yeah.
10 on both sides. And
all those kids that they're returning got beat by a 6-man team.
That is insane, man.
Yeah. So I'm not going to doubt Gordon until they just aren't, I'm just not. To give you an example too, Gordon is a town of 400 people. On their football game nights, there's easily 1,000 to 2,000 people standing around the field watching. They're that good. So I'm hoping that they stream some 6-man games this year so I can catch some, but we'll see. I went with May second. You could have put May in front of Gordon. I'm not doing it again. Until you beat them, you're not them.
Right.
But keep an eye on Gorman also. That was what I said, the third team. They returned 3-3. And they made the bye district last year, Brown. From everything that I was reading in the magazine and stuff I've looked up, their coach has put a super emphasis on these kids running track and hitting the weight room. So we'll see how that pays off. They're in the toughest, in my mind, they're probably in the toughest district in 1A Division I. So they're going to have to make some major strides.
Hey, man, whoever has the best offseason sometimes, man. The offseason is important.
Any young kids at Gorman are going to be battle tested, that's for sure. And the kid from Gordon, and don't be surprised if Gordon doesn't lose a couple games early in the year while they're figuring it out. But, man, if they get it figured out, you better watch it.
Right.
District 11, Milford and Bluffdale.
Bluffdale.
Go in that. 12A. I went with the Campbell Indians, who are the most experienced team in this district, 5-5 coming back, over the St. Joe Panthers. They have nobody coming back. So I went with Campbell. Again, flip them if you want, but I like Campbell. Campbell's another school that's literally if Campbell's high school was like 12 minutes down the road from where I grew up.
There you go.
13, we move a little bit over to East Texas. The Gilmer Union Hill Bulldogs.
There you go, Gilmer.
And Parkville Mustangs. That's who I'm going with in this district. Real quick, we'll run through the rest of these are kind of teams that are decent, but Oglesby might be the one in District 15, but in 14, we've got the Aquila Cougars and the Abbott Panthers. In District 15, we've got the Oglesby Tigers. Oglesby's good. They're another program that's always there. And then the Jonesboro Eagles coming in second in my mind. And then in District 16, you've got the Medina Bobcats and the Lakey.
Lakey, yeah.
A lot of people like to say it's Leaky. It's not Leaky.
It's not Leaky?
No, it's Lakey.
Okay.
The Lakey Eagles. My wife is one who started that in my mind, that Leaky. It's the Leaky Eagles. No, it's not the Leaky Eagles.
Yes, it is.
That is
sounds
actually
better.
out there near the Frio River out there in the hill country.
Frio.
Yeah. See. So that's our look at 1A. Let me flip my pages and we'll get to 2A. I should have wrote these down in order, but I didn't.
2A is going to be interesting, man.
Well, okay. So 2A is the smallest classification that plays 11-man football. 2A Division II, what we're going to talk about right now, is the smallest 11-man classification. These are schools around 150, 160, somewhere in that range.
Mm-hmm. And according to Dave, that's a class that's returning more players
Yes.
than any other classification.
Yes.
They were very, very young last year.
This, on average, 6-man football in Texas returns about 10.
10 and a half.
That's the average. Yeah, that's both sides of the ball. That's 10 and a half total out of 22. Right. These schools are returning about 13 and a half.
Right.
So you're talking 2/3 of your roster is back for almost every, on the average for the schools. So
some a lot more. Yeah.
Yeah. There's some bringing back. I've got everything written down for what they're bringing back. There's some bringing back 18, 19 20 kids.
20, yeah. Like I'm talking like 9 and 9 on both sides of the ball, 8 and 8, 10 and 10. I mean, it's crazy.
Now, when you look at Division II, this is very similar to Class 1A. Division II, brother, this is wide open. Wide open.
Stratford.
Well, in Division II, you've got Bremen, Stratford, Ropesville,
Winthrop. What's that?
Windthorst,
Windthorst. They got a quarterback there.
Collinsville, Albany, Wink, Chilton, and Wellington are your top 10. Remind me to run through the top 10 when we get to Division I, too. I'm not going to do them right now. But, brother, there's some movement here, okay? And we're going to start in District 1 with the Stratford Elks.
There you go.
9 and 9, 18 kids coming back.
Yeah.
Regional finalists last year. And then I didn't pick the 4 in this. I just stuck with the top 2. I went with Groover to come in second. Now, we'll start with Groover real quick. Groover is going to be experienced. They've only got 4 and 4 starters, but a lot of people got playing time.
Yeah.
They've also been in back-to-back state semifinals.
That helps.
Tradition.
Yeah.
Stratford is the easy pick here. Here's the problem. Stratford had a great quarterback last year. The key phrase there is had.
Yeah. Used to.
Now in Ropesville. He moved to Ropesville. So it kind of makes you think now Stratford will be fine. They've got talent up there. They're a perennial power up there. They're good. Okay, they're fine. But don't be surprised if Groover ups and bites them in that district. Anytime you lose a quarterback, it can, unless you're, I don't even know, Highland Park maybe.
Right.
You're going to have a few growing pains. So we'll see how that plays out. But I'm still giving the edge to Stratford. Losing him, you're still going to have probably, 17 kids returning. So off a regional finalist. So I'll give them the edge there. Is that what you got?
Yeah, I do.
If you got anybody different out of my 2, please say something. District 2, I mean, especially with the move-in of the quarterback, Chase, his name is Chase Lantelme.
Sure.
Sorry, Chase. I don't know. And then, so Ropesville got the quarterback from Stratford, and they have a running back. And these numbers are not going to blow you off the wall. He was the district MVP last year, Zayden Pittman. He had 441 yards rushing and 13 touchdowns. But I think Ropesville throws the ball a lot. So, but he was a district MVP with those numbers. So, they returned 5 and 6. My second place team in this district, I went with Seagraves. I went with the Eagles of Seagraves. They have 7 and 6 returning. And if you want to find them, they're on page 339. I took them over Sudan.
Okay. What about is it ropes?
Yeah, ropes. I've got them winning the district.
Yeah, they win the district. Okay.
Yeah. So, and then nothing different there. Region or District 3, I didn't really do a deep dive on this district. I think it's probably one of the weakest districts in 2A. I took the Roscoe Plowboys over the Tahoka Bulldogs in this district. I didn't spend a lot of time on it. I think it's one of the weaker districts out there in 2A, like I said. So I was more focused on some of the bigger teams.
It's a great name, though, man. The Plowboys.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There's some phenomenal names around the state of Texas. In District 4, I mean, Wink. It has to be Wink.
Well, Iran got pretty good tradition out there, right?
Yeah, they do. Their problem is they always get lumped in when a district was one of the powerhouses.
Like Wink.
Yeah. I mean, Wink, for an example, Wink's been in the playoffs 14 years in a row. They've won a game in the playoffs, 9 of those in a row. So they've at least advanced to the area round 9 consecutive years. In 2A football, that's pretty impressive.
Hey, any 11-man football, that's impressive, man.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a little easier, I think, in the 6-man ranks or in the 6A ranks, because sometimes you get those first round matchups that you just know 1 versus 4.
Like Dobie, North Shore, or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to bring that up.
Okay.
So I went with Wink and Ira Ann in that district, District 4. District 5, a couple years ago, had the biggest surprise state champion. I believe they took down Mart one year. And if you know Mart is a perennial. Yeah. The Wellington Skyrockets.
Wellington, really?
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking Shamrock made it far for some reason.
Well, I mean, Shamrock they were a team I looked at when I looked at this district. They're a team that could surprise some people. I don't think they can surprise Wellington. Wellington has had a pretty good history of advancing in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I went with the W schools here. I went with Wellington and Wheeler. Those were my picks there. In District 6, the Windthorst. This is Windthorst's district to lose.
Yeah. Yeah, they got the 2A cover boy quarterback, I think, right?
Yeah. Monday had been a team that was good for a while, but they've kind of fallen off. I mean, they're projected to come in last in this district. But they were a playoff team a few years back. And they were pretty decent. I don't know what's happened up there, but they've just kind of fallen off. So it could be just tough draws in District 2 for them. But the next team I went with in District 6 I went with Haskell, the Haskell Indians. And when we're talking about the smallest 11-man, you're talking about a team with a quarterback, Pickerington, 6 foot, 4.3 speed, 4.340.
Damn, that's.
And they follow that up with a running back, Ethan Camacho, 5'10", 4.5.
Camacho.
Man, I'm telling you. So
Good
probably
Lord.
going to be a really electric offense that you want to keep an eye on down there in 2A. And then probably this is a team that they're kind of like Katy. And I know I've mentioned that a minute ago. This team reminds me of Katy. You know they're there. You know what they're going to do. Stop it.
You don't try to fool you.
They're red and white. Won a couple of state titles in a row. And that's the Albany Lions.
Do they run the power high?
They run whatever they want. But then they stop and they just start throwing the ball. And it's insane. 10-3 last year, 5-4 returners.
One district.
Fun fact. Their head coach is Denny Faith. He is 5th all time in wins with 379 in UIL.
What? Been coaching for a minute, huh?
He is starting this year when they kick off their first game, will mark his 40th year at Albany.
What?
Yeah.
How many state championships you have?
Believe it or not, I think 2. And they were in the past couple of years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Because when he got it, I remember them, I was watching the game, and they said that he had gotten the elusive state title.
So I bet that they were probably 6 man when he got that job, huh?
I doubt it. They
You
might
think they've
have
always
been bigger.
been?
They might have been bigger.
Okay.
They might have shrunk because they were out in West Texas, out there, Amarillo-ish, not Amarillo, but out there on the I-20 area. Somewhere out that way is where they are.
Okay.
So I'm going with Albany there, and I'm going with Goldthwaite for the second position. Reminder, all four teams will make the playoffs out of these districts. I'm only giving you 2.
Okay.
For the past 3 years, Goldthwaite has increased their win total every year. So, and they return 19 starters. And here's a weird one. They have 17 returning lettermen, which are the 17 starters. They only lost 4. They only lost 4 kids at graduation. So keep an eye on Goldthwaite for sure.
Yeah.
District 8, you'll remember this team from a couple years ago. They had a nasty defense, the Crawford Pirates.
Yeah.
They had a nasty defense. And not only are they always really good, they dropped down this year. They were Division 1. Now they're in Division 2. And they returned 12. 6-6 are coming back. They made the second round of the playoffs in Division 1 last year. And to me, this district comes down to the top 2 teams in this district. Mart is the second place team in this district. A few years ago, if you'd have told me Mart was going to be second in their district, I'd have probably slapped you.
Right.
Mart was second in the state, and that would have been about that.
Yeah.
Mart was so good. They play teams bigger than them in non-district a lot. And that's, if you look at their record from last year, they were 7-6. But they made it to the regional semifinals, which is the third round of the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Which means they were 4-6 or 5-5 when they went into the playoffs. But they were only 4-3 in district last year. So there's some struggles going on. They were under a whole new coaching staff last year, so this is going to be the second year in that system. So let's see how it plays out. But I never count out Mart. You just do that. Mart is just one of those teams.
I like Mart. Mart's a good district.
Yeah. Another team that I really like out of here, and it's not so much that I expect them to win the district or anything, but another classic great name in the name, the Frost Polar Bears. Gotta love it. I mean, it works.
Polar bears are mean, dude. They'll eat you alive.
Yeah, and I don't know if I've got them listed or not. There's another one that they're matched, but that works. Frost Polar Bears. I don't remember if they come up again, so be it. But if they don't, the other one that matches really well is Winters. The Winters Blizzards.
Get out of here, man.
I swear to you. Yeah. You want to go down to the valley? You want to go down to the valley? We can go to the Progresso Red Ants. District 9. This is Collinsville, and it's not really close.
Collinsville and everybody else.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, Lindsay was really good. They had a killer offense, had a great quarterback, and I can't think of his name. But I think this is Collinsville. There's some teams in here that have got some history. Lindsay was pretty good a couple years ago. Celeste, who is sitting in this district, has got state championships from back in the day. They were once really, really good program, kind of fell off and are trying to get back. One of their superstars from back in the day, Demetrius Rector, is now the head coach there. So he's trying to turn his alma mater around. But this district runs through Collinsville. And to me, Era is probably the second best team due to the fact that they have a dual threat quarterback in Cope Thompson, who's coming in for his third year as a starter. That's a big help, and especially when you got 14 kids coming back, 7 and 7. So, District 10, Clarksville, and then I went with Sims Bowie, the Sims Bowie Pirates. I went with Sims Bowie. They snuck into the playoffs last year. They were 3-8 or 3-7 in the regular season.
Oh, wow.
They went 3-3 in district, so they got in. And they were very young. They got 15 coming back. To me, Clarksville has to be the easy favorite here.
What about Maud?
Maud will be in the mix, but they're not good there. Clarksville brings back 18. Of a team that made the playoffs and only lost the playoff game by 4 points.
Big Sandy. Dude, there was a coach. God, what was his name from Big Sandy?
Yeah.
He was a defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Can't remember his name. Was it Romeo?
It might be.
Romeo Cornell, maybe?
Might be.
One of those guys.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But I just think Clarksville and Era have got the nod. I expect Maud to be in the mix. I don't really see anybody else. I mean, maybe Detroit can do something, but I still just think this district runs through Clarksville, just based on what they've got coming back. And like I said, the good thing is 4 teams make the playoffs. So when it comes to playoff time, we'll be able to do the game plan is to do a full bracket for all classifications, a full bracket prediction for each classification. District 11. Didn't spend a whole lot on this one. Think it's one of the weaker districts in Division 2 for 2A. Another one. I went with Overton and the Grapeland Sandies. to be honest. And I didn't do a whole lot on this one. That's just kind of where I fell with that.
Sandy's another great name.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. District 12, a buddy of mine's daughter went to school here, West Sabine Tigers.
West
Sabine. She went. I know she
Yeah.
went to that one or she went to Sabine Pass. I don't remember which one she went to. I think she went to the other one. But anyway, again, another district I don't have a lot of hope for. Deweyville has had a couple of flashes here and there. Whole Day Zeta out there, Barbers Hillish, kind of out that way-ish a little bit. I just don't have a lot of faith in this district.
So nobody in this district is going to make a run at the state championship, what you're saying?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
If it is, it's West Sabine. I'm not sure. One of this district out of District 12 is probably got a chance to sweep District 11 in the first round of the playoffs. But then again, even as some of these teams seem, I wouldn't be shocked if District 11 swept District 12. So you're just going to have to play that one by ear. But I think West Sabine, Overton could be the other one. I mean, I would assume that those two are going to win their districts. So you would give them the easy advantage. So a sweep was probably out far. It could even go 2-2 in the first round of the playoffs between these districts, just because of how, I don't want to say evenly bad they are, but there seems to be a big disparity between the top and the bottom.
Yeah. It's top heavy, and then there's parity at the front.
Think about it in this way, Doug. Years ago, Pearland, Manville, Dawson, and all the Pasadena schools. It was a very top-heavy district.
Sure.
Dobie, Manville, Dawson, and Pearland were your playoff teams every year, and the rest were just, 70-0, you know.
I remember that.
You get into the back half here of these, and to be honest, this is actually Region 4 now. The first 1 through 4 is 1, 2 through 8 is 2, 9 through 12 is Region 3. This is Region 4. This is your way south stuff. There's only a couple of teams in this whole region I think you need to keep an eye on. Out of District 13, you need to keep an eye out of Bremont, of course.
Bremont. They're number one, Dave Campbell.
They are. They are a definite state contender. They made the regional final last year, went 13-1, and they bring back 7-7. So they bring back 14 starters off of a regional final team. Bremont is probably my early pick in Division 2 to win state. They're going to get pushed by Chilton in their own district.
Yeah,
Chilton's a area team, 14 players back for them. They've had 3 straight 10-win seasons. So keep an eye on Chilton to give Bremont a push, but I think Bremont is by far and away the leader of this whole region. It's far and away. Chilton could push them. The only other teams I see that could give them a run might be somebody like Junction. 13-1, same as Bremont, regional finalists. They
bring much back.
Yeah, they only bring back 6.
They had a great season last year. I think last year was probably their year.
Yeah.
They had their best chance right there.
Definitely. Last year was more the Junction boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. This year, we're going to see. But they're in a district that I think they can handle pretty easy. So that'll help build experience through the year. Second, I went with D'Hanis.
D'Hanis.
Yes.
What they got? The Cowboys.
20 starters back.
Well, 20 starters from 4-6. Okay, well, hey, they can flip that to 6-4 pretty easily.
I mean, 6-4 get you in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
But
Sure
you're bringing
can.
back 20 starters.
Yeah.
So
They had a good offseason, man. They got bigger and stronger. You never know.
At very least, I'd say D'Hanis probably qualifies for the playoffs. To the very least. District 15, this is a team that's always been really good. They just kind of got screwed because their former mates down there used to be Shiner and Refugio. They would have to run into them in like the state regional final. So Fall City, good team, good pedigree. They're not on the level of Bremond, Junction probably, or even Chilton in my mind. Three Rivers Bulldogs went with them for the second place team in my mind, mainly because they dropped down from Division I and they returned 17 starters. And then to close out Region 4 before we run through the next branch, the La Villa Cardinals and the Santa Maria Cougars are my picks in District 16. There you go. But I don't expect I think Bremond's coming out of this region, and I think it's pretty wide that they're going to come back. If you want real quick in Region 2, I'm going to take I'm probably going to take Clarksville to win that region. That's Region 3, sorry. In Region 2, Region 2's hard. I'm going to give the edge to Windthorst due to their bringing back 14, and they've got the player of the year, according to Dave Campbell. It's also a 4-year starter, by the way. And in Region 1, I'm going with Roseville. So we got about 25 minutes to run through this last bracket here before we start running out of time.
Okay.
So 2A Division 1 is loaded. Dude, it's loaded.
It is loaded, man.
See, and I told you to remind me to look at the top 10, and you didn't.
So, hey, don't forget about the top 10. Okay.
So, top 10 in Division Class 2A Division 1. Ganado, Shiner,
Bot,
Joaquin.
I couldn't pronounce that last year for nothing.
I know. Cisco, the Big Damn Lobos.
Right.
Mason, the Punchers. Axtell, the Longhorns. Munster, the Hornets. Post, the Antelopes. I don't know what Panhandle is. I don't know them right off the hand. And Rosebud Lot are your top 10.
And dude, and they got Refugio still in there, right? In Division 1.
They're 12th.
Thorndale.
Yeah.
Who lost to Gordon. That's a loaded division.
I'm going to verify that it was Thorndale that they beat, because I'd hate to say that and it not be.
Thorndale went 8-4 last year, and they're returning 20 starters.
Yeah.
Refugio ain't returning anybody. 1 and 2. That's crazy. They went 13-1 this year.
Yeah, it was Thorndale.
Wow.
Yeah, they beat, as of right now, ranked the number 17 team in Dave Campbell's 2A Division 1.
Jeez.
So this is 2 classifications above their size that they went and beat. So without it, let's jump into 2A Division 1.
Let's do it.
District 1, this
Panhandle.
is Spearman. It's Spearman.
Come on, Panhandle.
No.
Panhandle.
I mean, I'm good. Yeah, that's fine.
There ain't nothing up there in Panhandle but that, man.
That's all there is to do. But I went with Spearman, and here's the reason why I separated those. 8 and 8 coming back for Spearman, 4 and 5 coming back for Panhandle.
Yeah.
Spearman went 8 and 5 with a regional final appearance. Panhandle was 9 and 3 in the area round. So you got 16 kids coming back that got 2 extra games of experience. So that's why I went with Spearman over Panhandle.
Okay.
District 2, again, another district I'm not real fond of. I went with Farwell, the Steers.
Yeah.
And the Hale Center Owls. I don't even know where the hell Hale is.
They got no chance. Just
Yeah.
no chance.
So, again, that district's going to match up with District 1 in the playoffs. And so we'll see how that worked out for them. But I wasn't real fond. Some of the districts I'm not real fond of that I think are kind of the weaker ones. I didn't put a lot of effort into those. Obviously, as we move forward, it'll be 1 classification a night, so we'll be able to get a little more in depth.
Mm-hmm.
Probably starting with 3A, we're probably going to want your top 4 out of every district. District 3, to me, this is the toughest district that I found. One of them, I'll say that. It was the toughest at the time I came to it. You've got Post, New Deal, New Home, Abernathy, and Sundown. This is probably top to bottom the toughest district out there.
It's a good district. In Post, they had a tough first round loss last year, I think, didn't they? I think they lost in the first round last year.
Yeah, by district, yeah.
But they're returning 8 on both sides of the ball.
Right.
So
yeah. Well, in New Deal's returning 7 on both sides.
Yeah.
New Home is returning 4 on each side. So I gave the nod to New Deal based on experience. But again, you get 4 teams in, so I expect New Home to make the playoffs. But I went Post and New Deal were my top 2. But that is going to be a district that is going to be fun to watch because there's 5 teams, including Sundown, that could do something. District 4, again, another one I'm not high on. I went with Ozuna and Sonora, the Sonora Broncos. I just went with them basically based on their experience, what's coming back. That's why I did that with that district. District 5 is a little interesting. You got Cisco, who we talked about, ranked in the top 10. Great program. You can't go wrong whenever you're going with the big damn Lobos, is what they say. You got to go with that.
Big damn Lobos.
12-2 regional finalist, 15 kids coming back off that team. So good. They have reached the 3rd round of the playoffs, which is the regional semifinals, 5 out of the past 7 years.
Pretty good.
They know.
They know
No, I don't know. They didn't win it. I was thinking they won state one year, but no, they didn't. And then Hawley is probably the only other team in there. De Leon is okay. Anson's okay. But yeah, Cisco and Hawley are the head and shoulders of those districts. District 6 is going to be pretty fun. Munster, Alvord, Tioga, in my mind, are the top 3. I
Munster.
Back-to-back champions in Division 2. So they moved up. And they only bring back 4 and 4. And then I went with Tioga second, to be honest. I just like Tioga over Alvord in my mind. As we move on to this real quick, my Region 1 pick, if you're curious, I'm gonna go Post to win this region.
Yeah.
My Region 2 pick. My Region 2 pick is going to be Munster to come out of that region. District 7, a couple of great names for mascots here. You got the Mason Punchers.
The Punchers.
I've got them winning the district. They were 10-4 last year. They bring 17 guys. They return 17 starters. And my understanding is I think the Puncher Dome where they play was damaged or destroyed or something, but they've rebuilt it and it's back up and running now. So everything's fine out there because that's one of the most iconic stadiums in Texas is the Puncher Dome.
Really?
Yeah, we've driven by it.
The Mason Punchers?
Yeah, they're Puncher. It's just the way it sounds up. You'd have to just kind of look into the history of it and watch. I think there's videos on it, and you just have to check it out. It's pretty cool, though. We drove by it when we left our cabin down one year. We were coming up through the Panhandle, and we turned off to go look at it. Pretty cool. For somebody like me, it is. Most people will probably think that stupid as hell, but I'm weird, so
that's all right.
I've got Mason winning this district, obviously. Second place, you got to give it to San Saba. They've been really good the past few years. Plus, I mean, you can't go wrong with the Armadillos.
Armadillos. No, that's the state animal.
That's right. So I went with San Saba to come in second in that. Keep an eye on Johnson City, though. They brought back 17 also, so keep an eye on Johnson City. District 8, Axtell. Really,
Longhorns.
The Longhorns back-to-back regional finals, bringing 14 players back, 7 on each side of the ball. I'm going Axtell. Valley Mills is the team I've got second. I believe, I was right with Dave Campbell's Axtell Valley Mills. I've got Axtell. I actually like Bosqueville, but I gave the edge to Valley Mills based on their experience. I think Bosqueville is bringing back 5 and 7, and Valley Mills is bringing back 5 and 8. But it's what those 8 are, what those returners are. What positions are they? Things like that. So I lean Valley Mills over Bosqueville. I've already given my Region 2 pick. Region 3 is kind of the East Texas, north up that way through like Texarkana-ish, up kind of that way, up around Paris, down through Greenville, Commerce, kind of all that little area. And we start in District 9 with the Cooper Bulldogs.
Cooper.
And I went with Cooper. They're bringing back 8 and 8, 5 and 6 in by district. They made it to the by district round. So did the Wolf City Wolves. But the reason I put Wolf City second in this district was Wolf City's offense is electric. It's going to be dynamic. They're going to have to outscore people probably. But with 8 starters back on defense, we'll see. But their offense really excites me. Cooper Bulldogs, always been a solid program. That's where back in the day, Bam Morris played.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Bam Morris, Byron Bonds, they were both played at Cooper at the same time. Little nugget of information for you right there. Some of these districts, again, District 10, I went with Price Carlisle and Frankston.
Frankston, yeah.
They've always been good.
Yeah.
Solid. I won't say good, solid. But you're only bringing back 3 and 3. So that kind of pulls me a little bit back. Price Carlisle's going 7, bringing 7 and 7. Don't sleep on Cayuga. They're going to be somebody to watch. I can remember a couple years ago, Hawkins, who's in this district, kind of came out of nowhere and went 10-0 in the regular season.
Oh, wow.
But then they lost the first round of the playoffs. So that's the one record you do not want to have. You do not want to be 10-1 ever, because that means you lost your first playoff game.
Yeah.
So that's where I went with that. District 11, I went with the Omaha Paul Pewitt Brahmas and the Beckville Bobcats. I think, in my mind, this region has already been decided in my mind. I think it'll come down to 2 teams, but I'm really, really curious to see what one team does here. But that's my District 11 was Paul Pewitt and Beckville, mainly just due to experience and what's coming back in that district. I didn't feel real confident about the rest of that district. Wascom can be good. Elysian Fields used to be a really good program. They're decent. And Wascom, they're out in East Texas. They're going to have some speed out there. You know that. Yeah. But everything in this region, I think, runs through your favorite team from last year.
Jacqueline?
Yeah, Jacqueline, who still don't even know who the hell that is. But the Joaquin Rams.
Joaquin, man.
They were 11-5 last year and made a run to the state final.
They got to have a player on that team, man. What's his name? Bragg or something like that?
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's back. And yeah, he's let me look up his name real quick. Cooper Bragg.
Cooper Bragg or something like that.
Yeah, Cooper Bragg. Yeah, he's back. Running back, free safety. Yeah, I mean, last year it was like the Cinderella story.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is it's easy when you're the hunter. How do you react when you're the hunted? And they're going to be hunted. No, they're not sneaking up on anybody this year. Everybody knows who they are and where, and they know. So
yeah.
I still think they're heading. I still think they're by far the winner of this region. But there's another team down there that's been known to be pretty good in the past too, in Garrison. And Garrison actually has the former head coach from Timpson High School there. When Gary Bussey was at Timpson and they won state, that coach is now at Garrison.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've got Garrison second. We'll see how it works. It's a system there, so let's see how it works out. How long does it take to get going? But to me, no offense to anybody else in Region 3, it's Joaquin, and it's Joaquin by a lot.
And they run that triple option, don't they? With a veer, I want to say.
Variation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird offense, but they run it and they know how to do it. So
yeah, they do.
Shifting into Region 4 as we're getting ready to wrap up the first two districts. The last District 15 is the district everybody's going to keep their eyes on, and we'll get to it in a second. I'm actually going to skip it and do it last. So I'm going to go 13, 14, 16, then back to 15. 13, Rosebud Lot in Thorndale. Thorndale, 20 guys back. Rosebud Lot. What's Rosebud Lot have coming back? I forgot to get them.
Rosebud Lot. They're returning 97.
Okay, so
that's pretty good.
Yeah, I would say that's going to be a variation of Rosebud Lot or Thorndale, first or second in that district. District 14, the Corrigan-Camden Bulldogs. FYI, if you're ever driving through Corrigan-Camden, watch your speed.
Dude, I drove there through plenty of times, man.
And man, they will nab you, and they love their red light cameras there. So, yeah, I know a guy. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, they hit me twice with that red light camera. I've got Corrigan-Camden winning this district, followed by Centerville. Not worried about spending too much time on it. Don't think it's going to matter. And once we get
Centerville, got great barbecue right there in Centerville, Texas. On the overpass right there.
Okay.
I forgot what it's called, man. But yeah,
I'll have to remember that. It's
good. Centerville, Texas.
And District 16, I think District 16 is a wash. That's pretty much going to go to Refugio.
Yeah.
You know, it's been a few years since Refugio's been in the state title game, so somebody might want to go down and check the pulse of that whole city, because that's not normal for them.
Yeah, that's not normal.
District 16 is Refugio, and it's not. Yeah. Normally, you would just go, oh, well, Refugio is going to win the whole region. Well, there's a problem with that. And the problem lies in District 15. District 15 is really two teams. And they just so happen to be the number 1 and the number 2 team in the state.
Yep.
Oh, and they're in the same district. So I'm hoping those two play the last game of the regular season. I really do.
That would be good. Yeah. Before district.
Does not need to be first game of the season in district. That needs to be the last game of the district schedule. And I'm sorry, because nothing else in this district is going to matter. Nobody's going to compete with either one of these two. We'll start with the team that scrolled across on the intro, the Shiner Comanches.
Shiner Bar.
15-1 last year, state finalists. Returned 6 on offense and 8 on defense. Now they're moving up, though. They've been in Division 2 forever. Now they're in Division 1.
Yep.
They've got the program to handle that, I believe. So Shiner is what they've won like 2 or 3 state titles in the past few years. They had the Brooks brothers, Dalton and Dylan. I think Dalton is the starting safety at Texas A&M.
Yeah.
And Dylan, I think, is down at Texas A&M Kingsville. Phenomenal program. Phenomenal program. You know
Absolutely.
what you're going to get. That purple and gold comes out. I heard you mention a minute ago, they're known for their Shiner Bock beer. Well, they're also known for Shiner Comanche football.
Yes, they are.
But just down the road a little ways, there's a little town called Ganado. And Ganado, 2 years ago, won their first state title in 100 years.
Sure did.
They're probably winning their second in 3 years.
Bringing back everybody. Pretty
Well,
much.
here's the problem with what they're bringing back. Last year, after their state championship win, they were destroyed by graduation. So they were rebuilding last year. Well, Doug, you've got the magazine open. Can you look and tell me what they did in a rebuild year last year?
Well, they won the state championship.
No, that was the year before.
Oh, the year before.
Last year.
Oh, last year. What did they do last year?
Well, last year they went 11-2 in a rebuild year. And made it to the semifinals.
They're bringing back 9-9.
Yeah. You're bringing back 18 starters off a rebuild that you went to the regional semifinals.
That's right.
Ganado is my hands down pick to win state in Class 2A Division I.
Probably so.
I mean, Shiner could upset them. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But if you tell me I have to pick a state champion today out of this class, I'm going Ganado. I think they're loaded. And I don't see anybody beating them. When you bring back 18 kids off an 11-2 team that made it to the regional semifinals, you're going to be high up in the pecking order.
Yeah.
So
defense.
Yeah. So obviously I have them Ganado winning Region 4. So what we got about 5 minutes. Anything you want to add to the Class 2A?
Well, like we said, man, it was the we got the most kids returning in this classification, man, and they got some lot of good teams, bro. So it's, like you said, it's wide open, especially Division 2. But man, this Division 1, man, it's so loaded. Thorndale, Refugio, Post.
Yeah.
I'm still going for Shiner, man. I still want Shiner to win it, but
yeah, I mean, that's the thing.
Whoever wins that district is going to win state. How about that?
Think about it. Whoever wins that district, they're probably going to have to play them again in the regional final. So, I mean, you think about what you've got. It's going to be crazy, dude. But for sure, shout out to everybody that joined. If you come back again for us, we'll be back next week. I'll probably try to go a little earlier next week. We'll see how our schedules line up and work out. Next week, we're going to go a deeper dive into 3A, which is another wild ass division.
Yeah.
We're going to go 3A. We're going to go Division 1 and Division 2. But on this one, like I said, we're going to give so have your top 4 teams ready to go for all Division 1 and 2. Give me your top 4 for every district. And then we'll move forward 4A, 5A, 6A. And then we'll kind of break down what our plans are as the season gets cranked up here in 3 weeks.
Yep. 3 weeks, man.
That's where we're at. I appreciate you joining. This show's always a little crazy and a little longer because of the 2 classifications, but we squeezed it in under the 2 hours, which was my game plan. Because if you go over 2 hours, I got to go do a bunch of editing and cut stuff back, and I don't feel like doing that. So other than that, we're going to go ahead and get on out of here. I appreciate you jumping in, and we're going to be getting into your bigger schools. You're more of a bigger school guy. I'm kind of both. I like the smaller schools a little bit more, so I'll kind of do a little more of the carrying of us for now, and then when we get to the 5A, 6A level, we'll kind of let you do your thing, as long as you don't try to push to Pasadena Adobe too much.
No, man, we'll talk plenty of Adobe. Don't worry about that, man. But
I'm sure we will.
We got plenty of good games in 5A and 6A coming up, man. Out of state games as well. It's gonna be a bang.
4A with Carthage and all that to talk. We got plenty. 3A is going to be fun. 3A Division 1. Tune in because that's a firework factory right there. 3A Division 1.
Sure.
So everybody have a good night. Doug, I'll catch up with you later. Appreciate everything you do, and let's get it rolling.
All right, buddy. Let's have a good season, man.
All right.
See you, bud.